The kingdom of Kunda, a land kissed by the sun, nourished by the river Nyoro, a place where ancestors whispered through the wind, guiding their people. But even in paradise, shadows lurked. An ancient prophecy spoke of a day when the sun would linger, stretching time. The rivers, it foretold, would run dry, parched by the scorching heat. On that day, two warriors would rise, their destinies intertwined with the fate of Kunda. One, touched by the sun, would be a beacon of strength. The other, embraced by the river, would possess the fluidity of wisdom. This prophecy, etched onto the sacred baobab tree, was more than a story. It was a warning, a promise, and a challenge. The fate of Kunda rested on the balance between the sun's might and the river's wisdom. King Oludare, the ruler of Kunda, was a man consumed by gold. His heart, once vibrant and full of life, had hardened, resembling a cold, lifeless stone. The prophecy meant nothing to him, except for the promise of more riches. He yearned to possess every grain of gold hidden within Kunda's heart. He taxed his people mercilessly. Their pleas for mercy fell on deaf ears. He exploited the land, stripping it of its resources, ignoring the whispers of the wind, the warnings of the elders. The spirits of Kunda, angered by the king's disrespect, unleashed their wrath. The once fertile lands withered. The once bountiful river slowed, its once clear water turning murky. Kunda was teetering on the brink of ruin, mirroring the desolate landscape of its king's heart. As the land suffered, so did the people of Kunda. Hunger gnawed at their bellies and despair clouded their eyes. The king's greed had pushed them to the edge. Whispers of rebellion started to rise, carried by the wind across the savannah. Among the people, two young men emerged, their destinies unknowingly intertwined with the ancient prophecy. Lil Durk, a fiery young man, embodied the sun's strength. His spirit burned with the intensity of 1,000 suns, fueled by the injustice he saw around him. He yearned to challenge the king and bring back prosperity to his people. Then there was Kodak Black, a thoughtful and insightful youth embodying the river's wisdom. He possessed a quiet strength, a deep understanding of the interconnectedness of all things. Kodak Black believed in finding solutions through dialogue and unity, not force. Lil Durk was born under the scorching sun, his destiny seemingly etched onto his skin. He was a child of the savannah, his spirit as wild and untamed as the land itself. From a young age he displayed remarkable strength and agility. He could wrestle a lion cub to the ground and outrun the swiftest gazelle. But beyond his physical prowess, Lil Durk possessed a burning sense of justice. He felt the pain of his people, saw their suffering and vowed to fight for their liberation. Lil Durk's anger at the king grew with each passing day. He saw the prophecy as a call to arms, a divine mandate to overthrow King Oludare and reclaim Kunda's stolen glory. Section 5, Kodak Black, Heart of the River. Kodak Black was different. Born under the gentle moonlight, his destiny was tied to the flowing waters of the river Nyoro. He was a boy of contemplation, finding solace in the river's murmuring wisdom. Unlike Lil Durk, his strength lay in his wisdom and compassion. The river was his teacher, its currents whispering secrets of the land, of life and of balance. Kodak Black learned the art of healing from the riverbank herbs and the power of diplomacy from the negotiating currents. He believed in the power of dialogue, in finding common ground, and in healing the wounds of division. But even his heart, as vast as the river, felt the sting of the king's betrayal. Section 6. The Longest Day. The day arrived as foretold by the prophecy. The sun, a blazing inferno in the sky, seemed to stand still, extending its reign over the land. The river Nyoro, reduced to a trickle, mirrored Kunda's plight. On this day of reckoning, the two warriors, Lil Durk and Kodak Black, found themselves on opposing sides. Their divided loyalties reflected the fractured state of their kingdom. Lil Durk, fueled by righteous anger, rallied the people, ready to storm the king's palace. He saw no other path to justice than through the fires of rebellion. Kodak Black, though sharing the people's pain, advocated for a different path. He believed in the power of dialogue, in appealing to whatever humanity remained in the king's heart. Section 7. Clash of Brothers. The air crackled with tension as Lil Durk, at the head of a throng of people, faced the king's forces. The clash was inevitable, a brother pitted against brother, their conflicting ideologies mirroring Kunda's struggle. Their eyes met across the battlefield, a silent conversation passing between them. Lil Durk, consumed by the need for justice, saw no other way. Kodak Black, his heart heavy with sorrow, saw the futility of violence. The battle raged, a whirlwind of dust, sweat and blood. Yet amidst the chaos, a flicker of doubt ignited in Lil Durk's heart. Was this the only way? Could Kunda heal through bloodshed? Section 8. A new dawn for Kunda. As the sun began its descent, finally relinquishing its hold on the sky, a shift occurred. Lil Durk, witnessing the senseless bloodshed, lowered his weapon. His eyes, no longer burning with anger, held a newfound clarity. He had fought bravely, challenging the king's tyranny, but at what cost? Seeing his brother's change of heart, Kodak Black stepped forward. Together they approached King Oludare not as enemies, but as sons of Kunda. The king, weakened and broken by his own greed, finally saw the error of his ways. The sight of the two warriors, united in their purpose, shattered the wall of greed that had encased his heart. Section 9. The Wisdom of Unity. With King Oludare's reign over, a new dawn broke over Kunda. The land, as if sensing the shift in heart, began to heal. The river, no longer choked by greed, flowed anew, its waters rejuvenated. Lil Durk and Kodak Black, the two warriors of the prophecy, stood side by side, not as rivals but as brothers. They led with wisdom and strength, recognizing that true power lay not in gold or conquest, but in the unity of their people. The prophecy of Kunda was fulfilled, not through bloodshed or conquest, but through the wisdom of unity. It served as a reminder for generations to come. True strength lay not in division, but in standing together under the guiding light of wisdom and compassion.